Just over 2 years ago, a cargo plane crashed on the North Shore Mountains. Both pilots were killed on impact. Now the Transportation Safety Board has released a report into that disaster. And although the case may not be, may not be definitive, it has opened up serious questions about pilot impairment. Tina Lovegreen reports.
He enjoyed this job so much that he just couldn't think of doing anything else.
Lillian Lowe is too emotional to speak on camera about her late husband, Kevin Wang. He was the co-pilot of the plane that crashed into the North Shore Mountains in April of 2013. The two met at UBC in 2001, got married, and endured a long-distance relationship, while Kevin went to Yellowknife to earn his hours to become a pilot.
Everyone knows Kevin knows that how much he loves flying, and I mean, I have to say that he lived a really full life. He always did what he loved to do, and I just don't think that anyone, even knowing what happened today, could have stopped him from pursuing his passion.
Wang returned to BC to fly for Kelowna's Carson Air and to be with his wife, but their reunion was cut short. A month later, Wang and Captain Robert Brandt took off from YVR on a cargo plane, bound for Prince George.
Shortly after takeoff, just a few minutes after 7 a.m., the aircraft climbed through 7,500 feet. And at 7:08, the crew acknowledged clearance to climb to their cruising altitude of 20,000 feet. And then, nothing.
The wreckage of the plane was found on the North Shore Mountains. The coroner says the two died on impact. The Transportation Safety Board has been investigating what caused the plane to crash. But even 2 years later, it can't definitively say what caused it.
There was no cockpit voice recorder or flight data recorder on boards. The TSB has previously stated on numerous occasions that the lack of hard data significantly undermines our ability to determine what happened in an accident. And this case was no different.
The TSB has three possible scenarios to explain the crash: the failure of an in-flight system, deliberately diving the plane, or impairment. A toxicology report done at the time of the crash revealed that the pilot, Brandt, had blood alcohol levels 3 times the legal driving limit.
His physical and mental performance would have been significantly impaired.
The Transportation Safety Board notes pilots shouldn't drink any alcohol within 8 hours of taking off, but that's self-regulated. Today, the board said that's not good enough.
Previous TSB investigations, along with several recent high-profile events reported in the media, have shown that rules and self-policing are not always adequate. What's needed is something more, especially for safety-sensitive positions where, to be plain, people's lives could be at stake.
The TSB also recommended a substance abuse program. They point to other countries where mandatory alcohol and drug testing is often coupled with other resources, like counseling and peer support.
There is, however, no similar requirement for such programs within the Canadian aviation industry, at least not at present. As such, the risk continues to exist that impairment among those in safety-sensitive positions will go unrecognized or unreported.
Carson Air wasn't available to answer any questions on the crash. It remains committed to working with the TSB and Transport Canada to prevent accidents such as this from happening again. Carson Air also fully supports the development and implementation of comprehensive substance abuse prevention legislation for Canadian air operators as recommended in the report.
Transport Canada, which actually has the authority to implement the recommendations, has yet to commit to doing so. It says it welcomes the report and it will review it and provide a formal response within the required 90-day time frame. But that's not good enough for Kevin Wang's family, who say the safety measures are long overdue and that the loss of his life should never be forgotten. Tina Lovegreen, CBC News, Vancouver.